Hey guys, welcome back to Bourbon and Smoke. Today we're going to be doing a sirloin tip roast. So really what we're going to do with this is kind of treat it like a very, very small brisket in the way that we're going to cook it. We're going to, of course, give it some rub, and then we're going to cook it, smoke it at 220 degrees for about an hour and a half, and then we're going to put it in some butcher's paper to help kind of cook it up the rest of the way and maintain some of those juices. And also while maintaining some sort of crust that we can build on it. Even though we're only smoking a very short time, we're still hoping to build up a little bit of crust on this. And because of that, we're going to use our brisket rub. I'll put the description, or the recipe for this in the description down below. But we just want to make sure we get a good, healthy dose of this all over here. And cover every inch of this thing. Make sure you get the sides as well. It's very important. You want that flavor to soak in as much as possible and as many bites as possible to have all that seasoning on there. All right, so once you're fully seasoned, this is a pretty simple step. Put it in the fridge. Wait about an hour, 2 hours. Just kind of let that soak in a little bit. Let it sort of bring out a little bit of that moisture. Let the salt in the rub soak in. So just put it in the fridge. You don't have to put it on a wire rack. It's going to give you the best scenario because then it's going to allow the airflow kind of all around it to just basically dry brine this. We're not doing this overnight, obviously, for a true full dry brine, but we want to get that salt to soak in as much as possible. So stick it in the fridge and we'll pull it out in about an hour. All right, so this has been in the fridge for a couple hours now, actually. So we're going to put it on. We got the grill heated up to 220. So we're going to put this on and we're going to leave it for about 2 hours. What we're going to do then, pull it off, wrap it in some butcher paper, and then put it back on until we hit an internal temp of 135-ish degrees. Really what I want this to come out as medium rare. It's not going to be 205 where we're not going brisket temperatures. I mean, this is sirloin, so this is still technically steak, it's just a much thicker, bigger piece of steak. So we just want to cook to that same temperature, to that same kind of consistency. So here we go. Now we wait. All right, so it's been just under 2 hours and we're actually at a temp of 129 degrees. So we're basically already cooked. This is definitely edible at this point. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pull it out. We're going to wrap it. The main reason for this actually cooked a lot faster than I thought it was, or than I thought it would, because it is a smaller roast. It's not even quite a 2-pound roast, where some of these can get up to like 4 pounds. So we're going to pull it out. We're going to wrap it, and then once it hits that 135-degree internal temp, we're going to throw it in a cooler to let it rest. People aren't going to be here to eat tonight until a couple more hours, so it's going to be resting for a while. Generally with this, with a piece of meat like this, more resting is better because it's gonna be juicier, it's gonna be more tender. So we're just gonna go ahead and do that. You can definitely feel that the crust on this thing is actually really nice. The fat's breaking down where it's kind of crinkling there. It's a big line of fat that runs through the middle of it. So go ahead and give this a good wrap. Back on here, put our meat probe back in so we know what temperature we're dealing with. And once we hit 135, we're going to pull it. All right, so we're actually at 136 now, so We're gonna go ahead and pull it. We're gonna stick it in the cooler, just let it rest till we're ready to eat. All right, guys, we're back, and the experiment is finally ready. We took this bourbon, the Dell's Distillery Straight Bourbon, 40%. It doesn't have an age statement on it, but a minimum of 2 years it says, so I guess I lied there. And when we tried it, it tasted like it needed some more aging, ultimately. So what we did is we put this little wood stave in here, or an oak stave, and put the other half of the bottle in here. This was the unaged stuff here. So just by judging immediately off the color, it did get darker. Here so you guys can see a little bit maybe. It's not zoomed in too much. So it did get a little bit darker, and hopefully that means we got a little bit more flavor out of it. Probably a little more oakiness, I guess, if I had to take a stab, since we put oak in there. So let's give it a try. Once we get them in the glass, it definitely does still look darker. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't hoping to see something that wasn't there, I guess. So give the original one a try. Yeah, just really young flavor to it. You can tell that there's something that wants to come out there, and I mean, this was only aged 6 weeks, and obviously a much smaller proportion than portion than a barrel would be. But I'm hoping 6 weeks with a stave in here is going to make enough difference to give me like a real hope for this, that maybe they'll come out sometime with maybe a 10-year, or heck, even a 4-year, I think would be amazing. So, but this, not bad, just really, it has that young, really strong ethanol, like it tastes like you're drinking, I don't know, kind of a cheaper whiskey. So give the second one a try. Much more oaky. That is way better than this. I am really happy that this turned out the way that it did. I really didn't know. It's got, man, a really strong vanilla flavor to it now. It really softened the ethanol out. That's not what hits you first. You get the oak flavor, vanilla, almost like not a coffee bean, some sort of like a rich, not nutty, not like a peanut or maybe like what is that? Almost like a almond, or like kind of like a softer nut that just, it's really kind of a subtle flavor to it. But the experiment is good. This works, which is awesome, because I have another bottle that I absolutely hated the flavor of. Couldn't even drink it because it tasted like it had been like splashed around in a barrel for 5 minutes and then put in the bottle. So we're gonna try that with this try that bottle with this process next, and hopefully we can just continue to make bad bourbon good. All right, so we're taste testing in the garage today because everyone's home, so it's chaos in there. So let's give this, still pretty jiggly there. It's right down the center here. Out. That looks good. So remember, this is still sirloin, so this is not going to be the cream of the crop when it comes to steaks. But that is pretty good, nice and pink, and that is, wow, might be a little hard to eat almost, because it looks so good. But let's try a little end piece here. Oh man. The flavor on that, from the seasoning, from the brining, and the smoke. Oh, is that good? That is really, really good. Especially that end piece where you get all that seasoning on there. Fork here. That is excellent. Anyway, definitely give this one a try, guys. This is fantastic. I know everyone inside is very hungry, so I'm gonna get this into them, but please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, so you get all the new videos when they come out. And let me know if there's anything else you want me to try smoking. So I'll see you guys next time.